Mishka, and welcome back to my channel. So, in today's episode, everyone, we are going to be continuing with BAXTER'S DLC, and we are on moment 2. So, if you have not seen the previous episodes, make sure to go watch that. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends so they can find out about my amazing channel just like you have right now. So, yeah, let's get into hope you enjoy. Cove dropped his face in his hands, shaking in disbelief, while Miranda snorted a quiet, "Oh my gosh." It was tempting to point out that Cove was the one who brought up water-based activities to get BAXTER'S sprinkler running in the first place, but you resisted the urge. Impressive 𝐍𝐨𝐯𝐞𝐥. I can't say that, Terry. What, you guys aren't curious? I'm just asking what we were all thinking. The people want to know. I'm the people. It wouldn't have been obvious he responded at all if it wasn't for the slight pressure against your arm. BAXTER'S gave a half shrug with his free arm. It is not nearly as intriguing as you might imagine. I believe it was about 3 years ago. I was vacationing at a lake cabin and was dared to by those in my company. A dare? A tale as old as time. I believe it was around midnight and the water was freezing, but it did make for a memorable trip. As I said, it isn't a particularly remarkable story. When you heard the sparse details, it was easy to believe. That seemed exactly like the kind of thing that BAXTER'S would do. He may be accommodating, but the minute that Cove challenged him to something, it was on. More remarkable was today's adventure, I wager. It is not every day that I'm able to go running through the sprinklers or chase an ice cream truck across the city, much less with such delightful company. Oh, you. Terry let one hand dangle daintily. Her opposite one was covering her mouth as she acted like one of the many old ladies you could find around Sunset Bird. BAXTER'S didn't reply, gaze now fixated on the sidewalk in front of him as you all continued ahead, one square of concrete after another. No, truly, it reminded me I am not nearly as old as I might sound. He grazed the back of his neck with his hand, holding it there, then he stared up at the sky, but it was clear he wasn't staring at the clouds. He was searching for something past it that wasn't there anymore. Yet the last time I've done anything of this nature was when I was a child, running around with my old friends and causing havoc to our poor unsuspecting town. We were happy to. BAXTER'S hummed comfortably, allowing the conversation to lapse into silence. The twilight stroll continued until the sky turned dark and street lamps flickered on. Even as night fell, you thought there might still be a chance to cling to the thread of this day. Everyone was sufficiently dried enough anyway to not consider yourself liabilities. When the vehicle came into view, Cove mumbled, "Standing outside in swimsuits until it's nice time and getting ice cream, it really is like we're kids again." Not just like being kids, but kids on a vacation. Well, BAXTER'S on a vacation, but it's like someone's birthday or the 4th of July. Fireworks! BAXTER'S dropped his keys, startled when Terry suddenly screamed. "Oh, sorry." He waved off the apology, kneeling down to pick them up. That was the second time his attempts to open the car had been interrupted. Perhaps the third time would be the charm. What was that about? "We can't go home yet. I just remember there were fireworks today." Cove and Miranda looked at one another before they turned their scrutiny onto Terry. For what? I think it's to celebrate an opening or something. "We probably can't get into the real event, but we can see it with our eyes for free." She made 2 circles with her hand, holding them up to her aforementioned eyes as she advanced closer to Cove, who lightly pushed her back with a hand. They can't stop the public out from seeing explosions in the sky. Really, another last-minute rush trip? Cove considered the suggestion, but ultimately shook his head no. "I thought we were ready to head home." "Oh, come on, Cove, don't be a wet blanket." Terry run him off, like aware that Cove could not help being wet, turning to face you, Miranda, and BAXTER'S, the 3 that stood in the way of her night, continuing for an hour or 2 more. "What about you, Brittany, Randy, BAXTER'S? Want to see some fireworks?" Terry continued on without waiting for an answer. "Isn't today all about summer experiences? What's more summer than fireworks?" "It's fireworks. We gotta go." I guess they are fireworks. Alright, whatever. What's one more scene change? Yush. I knew this was good. Wait. Yes. I knew this was a good idea. In turn, 4 sets of eyes looked to Baxter. As the driver, his answer made or broke the plan. He chuckled softly. In for a penny, in for a pound, I'll go. Genuinely, there's nothing better to accompany my time tonight. Or occupy my time tonight. Did I say accompany? Oh my gosh. We better hurry or we might miss it. Cove rolled his eyes but laughed. There was no time to lose. The fireworks were sure to start soon. If you didn't want to miss any part of it, that meant you had to book it now. The gang hurried into the car and were slowly blessed with warmth after Baxter turned on the heater and it began to kick in. Terry wiggled in her seat, proudly announcing that she had the additional gift of seat warmers to envy of everyone else in the car. However, the goal wasn't to sit there enjoying modern accommodations. It was to get back out of the car as quickly as possible. It took a while to get out of the winding streets of the neighborhood, but eventually Baxter reached the freeway and zipped right to the city. For the second time that day, you were met with the silhouettes of skyscrapers in the near distance, but now they were illuminated by explosive bursts of greens and purples. It's starting! Oh no, are we going to miss it? Baxter's hand rested on the gear shift, ditches curling against the handle before he switched into the right lane to exit off the freeway. Wait, the GPS said, no, there's somewhere outside of the city that I intended to visit. I believe we can stop by there and catch the show. It's an unblocked viewing area. Baxter, you are brilliant. Pedal to the metal unless you're already speeding. Don't go any faster. Coveney turned toward Miranda, but she was hardly paying attention, her hands covering her cheeks as she cheered Baxter on while simultaneously advocating for traffic safety. Baxter tightened his grip on the wheel, changing a few more lanes before he exited and threaded through another tangle of local streets. Eventually, the car rumbled to a stop as a waterside path appeared in the dark. Everyone piled out, one after the other, sprinting from the parking lot. Cove, Miranda, and Terry scrambled up the edge of the path at the water's edge. Baxter stayed in the middle between the start and the end, folding his arms as he hovered behind the crew. His eyes were less fixated on the sights unfolding before you than they were focused on the other three. High in the sky and far away was the perfect way to watch the fireworks. Oh, look at the background! I didn't even see the background. Oh, wow, that is really pretty. Oh my gosh, I might make that my desktop screen. Okay, that's actually weird. I should have said that. Less crowded than it would have been in the city and quieter than it would have been there too. It was kind of funny. You and your group lived in or around the city almost all your lives, and it was Baxter who found this place for you to enjoy. Tourists did tend to put in the effort to find scenic spots. People who could theoretically see something every day didn't always take the opportunities around them. Ooh! Randy pointed out a golden firework and beamed. Ah, that's so cool! Terry held up a hand for a high five and Miranda obliged her. Terry whooped and shot you a smile. What color do you think the next one will be? Without giving Baxter a glance, Cove answered immediately. Green. It was orange. Baxter chuckled, but wasn't interested in calling Cove out for being wrong. Is that your favorite color, green? It's one of them. I think that's nice, and it matches you. And is yours black? That's one of them. Cove smirked just a little and left the conversation there. You stayed next to Baxter! Baxter had continued watching the other three before he suddenly turned left. His eyes were on you as soon as you'd gotten near. How do you do, Brittany? Enjoying the view? Yeah, it's gorgeous. Well, that is no small relief, I will say. The others had taken notice of your absence at the waterfront and had begun migrating the crowd farther back. Baxter glanced over his shoulder when he noticed you staring at something behind him. He waved as they jogged to the car's side.
What's wrong?
Is everything okay, and are you? Miranda's brows knitted together with clear worry. We can head home if you're not. Yes, no problem. They were sweet for worrying, but you shook your head. It wasn't that you were upset. You were just happier where you were, same as Baxter. I'm alright. Don't worry about it. I'll be here. You can watch it where you want to.
Is that all right?
Well, if you're sure. Still, despite your reassurances, Cove searched your eyes for any answers to the contrary. Do you want me to stay back with you? It's fine. You should go with Terry and Miranda. Cove smiled softly before quickly retreating. He stopped to take another look at you on his way to the water's edge, but eventually relented as you waved him on. Baxter picked a good place to watch from. Every point and every angle of the view was dazzling. The fireworks sprayed colors across the sky, and for a moment you were holding your breath before whatever came next. No words could adequately describe that anticipation. Try it as Terry might, you could still hear her cheer at every new spectacle. It had been nice and toasty in the car, but since you were outside and not moving, you couldn't help wrapping your arms around yourself trying to trap the warmth. Baxter tilted closer but kept enough distance between you to remain polite. His eyes met yours in a wordless invitation, half lifting an arm in case you need to come closer. Aww. Aww. You snuggled up with him. You slid into his arms, a puzzle piece fitting into the right place. He hummed, low and agreeable, as he held you close enough to press his warmth into you. You could feel its heartbeat through your thin clothes. He adjusted your position so that you could both see the fireworks and rested his head comfortably on top of yours. Oh my god, these two are so sweet. I can't. They're so cute. Your eyes continued to search the sky when Baxter spoke up. His voice was impossibly quiet in the way that things are important when it was His voice was impossibly quiet in the way that things are when it was important.
You are incredible.
You look amazing. Do you know that? Oh my gosh. The fireworks show immediately became unimportant. They might have all fizzled out into nothing as far as you've been aware. Oh! Oh. Why did you say that? Because I wanted to. Isn't that enough a reason? I never say a compliment I do not mean. Oh. The corners of his eyes crinkled as his gaze settled on the horizon, though you couldn't tell if it was out of amusement at the situation or some unexpected shyness. In the dim light, you could make out the glare of the fireworks in his eyes. They hadn't vanished after all. I've been meaning to tell you that all day. Oh my gosh. Since we were at the beach. When we were walking side by side after the ice cream truck left. And in your bedroom. What? Nothing stood out in your memory as particularly unique. It was so natural the time you'd spent together, but now he'd gone and said it. You had to accept the reality that he'd been anticipating this since the very beginning. The whole time, Baxter had been waiting for the opportunity to say something. It may surprise you to know that I am not adept at picking my words. I care a great deal about what I say and that it makes the correct impression, yet I'm not always successful. My approach is off, really. Fortunately, even I could realize there wasn't a right moment to tell you that. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Then we got here, and I thought this was what feels right. Oh, I hope I'm not wrong after all, but even if I am, the words are true all the same. So you look amazing. And even after all that, I fear amazing does not adequately express what I think. How regrettable. Oh. You leaned in to kiss his lips. There was a pretty good chance there was nothing on this earth that could truly embarrass Baxter. Nothing that you could do, at least. Oh, he's blushing. He didn't even flinch or start with surprise when you leaned in to press your lips against his. Instead, his fingers grazed your cheek, soft enough to burn, and kissed you in turn. He moved in closer, laughing when you accidentally bumped your nose into his. Your lips parted and the other growing temptation to kiss him again stayed when he touched his forehead to yours. His breath lingered in the small space between you both. That is so sweet. Oh my goodness. One explosion of color followed another, and the experience of your friends couldn't be measured. You'd seen fireworks before. They weren't anything new, but all those times you attended events before, it wasn't anything close to this. You'd nearly missed it, and it wasn't even a show really for you to see. That's what made it special. The effort it took for you to get here, the place you were watching it from, and the people that you were watching it with. The finale of the fireworks took center stage. Dozens scattered across the sky, and the sparks of them descended into the sea below. It was as if they were impossibly far away, distant stars, and yet also so close enough to reach out and touch them. In the back of your mind, you knew that there would likely never be another day exactly like that one. When it was over, it'd be over forever. And that made it a precious experience. You vowed to hold on to the memories, feelings, and this one single moment for as long as you possibly could. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I love that moment! Oh my gosh. Oh, I loved the ending of that one. That was so sweet of Baxter to say we looked amazing. And then we kissed under fireworks. Oh my gosh. I sent these two so much together, bro. I will say that. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. I've probably been recording for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes maybe. I know y'all like, I know you guys, maybe I should start another moment today. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Let's start another moment today, just so then you guys can get more quality and not like 15 minutes of footage from our last moment that I could have incorporated into the last episode. I didn't, because I thought it'd be longer, but oh well. So I kind of want to like go out of order and go to planning. It just seems kind of like interesting, I guess. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna start this moment, and then maybe like halfway through this we'll stop. You cozily laid across your bed, lightly dozing in the morning sun. You heard birds singing outside your window and the occasional rush of the wind, but what you were really listening for was your phone, any minute now. It was a little while later when your ringtone cut through the silent bubble of your daydreams. You eagerly sat up and plucked the phone off of the blanket by your side. Hey. A forced, deep voice on the other end answered you with an almost threatening edge to their tone. That was Terry. Brittany, do you know who this is? I'm on my way to your house. You better be prepared. The situation normally would have been worrying if you hadn't been expecting to hear from your goofiest friend, Terry, or if caller ID hadn't been invented yet. The two of you had important matters to discuss. That's why she was coming over today. You played along with her covert scheme. I do, and I'm ready for your arrival. Good, very good. Now, this is a crucial matter of security. Is there anyone else in the room right now who might overhear this conversation? We are too close to the finish line to get our cover blown now. Glancing side to side, you observed your surroundings, a cup to hand close to the side of your mouth for added secrecy. No, I'm alone. Our mission is still intact. I knew I could count on my trusty cohort. You can trust me with anything. That I can. Just to be certain, you went towards your bedroom door and poked your head out. You couldn't hear a peep from anywhere, so you plopped back onto your bed. Yep, I can verify that we're all clear. Anyone that's trying to learn our secrets has failed in their mission. Excellent, all according to plan. It wasn't hard to understand why Terry was so invested. Tomorrow was Miranda's 19th birthday, and the entire occasion needed to be perfect. Usually the 𝐕𝐬𝐿𝐻𝐿 hosted a party for their kids, but this year was different. Miranda had no clue that you, Terry, and Cove were putting the whole shebang together. The pressure was getting intense. There was less than 24 hours before showtime. Miranda's friends and family were counting on the three of you. Terry dropped her game completely and got to the point. Are your moms gonna let you borrow their car? I don't know. Ugh, that's not good. The strain in Terry's voice wiped your smile away. This wasn't originally a problem. Cove was supposed to be the driver, but his request for time off work only allowed tomorrow for the actual birthday. So you could rely on him to help decorate, but you and Terry were on your own for today. We gotta figure out how to get to an actual party supply store. Yeah. It seems we've reached the first crisis point. That was fast. If there's a will, there's a way. That's the spirit. There must be something we can do. There has to be. I want to find something new, something fresh and cool, but what? Terry, I'm not sure what you're even envisioning. What's fresh and cool? Ah, I know. Her party should have a theme. We can make all the food and decorations match. It'll look nice. What kind of theme? I'm still working that detail out. That's fine. We have a little wiggle room left on the clock. Exactly. Now that we have a direction, we'll put our noggins together and figure out the perfect theme. And then we need to get all that stuff for it and put it together in the party room. Your mouth pressed into a hard line. Having a theme wasn't exactly progress. It was just another thing you needed to get done on top of everything else. You kept that train of thought to yourself and chuckled. This event was going to be a Herculean feat, but you had faith in your friends and together you'd find a way to make it all work somehow. Oh, and don't forget, there's that small problem of how we're even getting to the store. That's non-negotiable. We have to go today. This needs to be huge. Miranda's parties used to be big. She's always had the best birthday, at least before. Yeah. You never did get to go to any of the big birthday bashes Miranda's family would throw during the summer, but you heard all about them over the years. Both Terry and Miranda delighted in retelling those stories. Unfortunately, the past couple of years, things had been too difficult for an event on that scale. Everyone was older and 10 times busier during the summer. Terry groaned, understandably getting worked up over that struggle. Miranda doesn't even want any presents. All she asked for was for her friends and family to get together. We already have the perfect party room booked. That was supposed to be the hardest part. Everyone from Miranda's parents to you and your friends pulled your money together to rent out an actual event space instead of having it at her house or at a public park. For a while now, Miranda had been insisting that she didn't need anything, but none of you could pass up an opportunity to show her how much you all appreciated her. It isn't even because she used to have big parties, you know. Even if that never happened before, this has to be as good as it can be. Terry's mumbling grew increasingly more upset. She couldn't hide any ounce of her worry. What if this is the last time we celebrated together? A shiver crept down your spine. Terry's fear wasn't unfounded. Who knew what any of your lives would look like a year from now? Terry sniffled, her voice cracking with emotion. You couldn't do anything other than helplessly wait at the other end of the call. We need this to be our final big hoorah just in case it is. You knew that everything would be fine. The future may have seemed scary and uncertain, but it could get better rather than worse. Well, Terry sniffled and her tone quickly regained her usual fire. My dad is about to drive me over, so I had the whole car ride to think about our dilemma. You put your brain to work too and we'll have this solved, no sweat. Wait, Baxter has a car. Oh, that's right. I can't believe I didn't remember he has a car. You're a genius, Brittany. Thank you very much. But do you think he would actually give us a lift? I'm pretty sure he'd do it in a heartbeat. For us, more like you. Even though you couldn't see Terry, you could easily imagine the way she was nodding over this new possibility. That's the way. Alright, I gotta go. See you soon. The fate of Randy's birthday is up to you, me, and now our remaining hope, the Bee-Man. Bye. You hung up the phone and left it face down in the blanket. You plopped across the bed as your thoughts wandered. You kicked your feet, eager with growing excitement. Miranda was going to have a birthday that she'd never forget in a million years. While you waited, you opened a half-dozen tabs online on your phone and scrolled through various images of party decorations. You kept perusing until a text notification popped up. I'm here. The doorbell rang as your feet hit the floor. You hurried downstairs and opened the front door. Hey buddy, the party committee meeting is officially in session. Sliding aside, you gestured for Terry to come on in. She strolled inside and went towards the living room. Then Terry pivoted on her heel and folded her arms. All business. So, I haven't messaged Baxter about all this. We should ask him in person instead of a wall-up text. It'd be super rude to hit up someone you barely know to do you a big favor, you know? It's gotta be face-to-face that we beg for help. Fingers crossed he's home. We owe it to ourselves and Randy's birthday to try. Yeah, and if he's not there, we can still try something else. This is a start. There's no better time than the present. Let's go. Terry nodded towards the door she just came in through, and you both promptly left the house. Together, you made a beeline for Baxter's condo and rang the doorbell. Terry gave the front door a knock for good measure. She wasn't taking a single risk that you'd miss him by accident. As she declared, Terry crossed her fingers on both hands. The door opened a crack, and Baxter curiously peeked out and then swung it open the rest of the way. He smirked. Well, isn't this a familiar sight? Last time the pair of you came, it was for my number. I wonder what today's mission could be. Yeah. You're here. Terry loosened her bent fingers and threw her hands victoriously into the air. Amused, Baxter rubbed the back of his neck. I didn't realize I was missing, but yes, I'm here. I was simply getting ready to go out for the day. That was a lucky break. If he started his trip earlier, it would have been all over. Though, even if I wasn't home, you're welcome to call me. It's not my intent to be difficult to reach. Thanks, but we wouldn't want to interrupt you if you're busy. Perish the thought. It wouldn't be an interruption. It'd be an improvement. You know, I'd be thrilled to see you anytime. Baxter's words were meant for Terry too, but his gaze was set on only you. Oh my god. Terry's grin widened as her eyes crinkled. You knew her well enough to tell that she was psyching herself up. Her hands settled on her hips. Can you give us a ride someplace?
Doable.
Yes, easily. He answered without missing a beat. Terry whooped and Baxter brightened, pleased by her enthusiasm. May I ask where we are going? Baxter, my good friend, we're going to the craft and party supplies store. And that is where I'm going to end today's episode, everyone. I'm so sorry that this episode is so short. I'm recording this very late at night, but I wanted to get a video out for you guys this week. Today is Saturday, and I'm supposed to upload this on Wednesday. And I am just very busy this weekend. Tomorrow I have to go and do cheer for like 7 hours, and it's gonna be a lot, but it's okay. So I've been trying to rush all day and get different videos together and everything and upload them, so then all this week it is just set. And then maybe on Monday I'll post the next episode of this like early or something, because I have time on Monday to probably upload a video because I'm off on Monday, but I also have practice and other things, so I'm not sure yet, but maybe we can do another episode this week. I have no clue, but yeah, everyone, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure to subscribe and to like this video and comment what you would like to see next. But I hope everyone else has a marvelous day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!